Why? Look at you recorded.
What?
Covering my sweatshirt.
Should we turn it off?
No, I don't care. Fuck it.
Oh my god. Ooh, the seat needs to be moved. Okay, you ready? I feel like you're not ready.
I've been ready. I've been waiting. I was so ready I fell asleep. Just kidding. Go.
I had like a happy theme song, and now you don't deserve it. Theme.
Wait.
Theme song. No.
But they do.
Theme song. Oh, okay. Let's pander. Theme song.
And welcome to When Wife Gives You Lemons, starring Joy, Eileen,
Hello, and John,
and me,
and you guys
Johnny.
do deserve it, Johnny
B.
Johnny B and Joy E.
That's weird. Okay.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't want to do letters now. We're not doing letters and alphabet and stuff.
Okay. Hey, sorry we missed last week. We were in Vegas. We were actually on a plane. No, we weren't.
We were.
No, we landed at 5. Yeah. Okay. So, stop. That probably is super annoying in the microphone.
Sorry.
So, I actually thought about it because we kept going in circles, circling Vegas, and I wanted to be like, look kids.
Big Ben.
Big Ben, Parliament.
Which was funny, and I would have laughed. Look, I was fine until I started getting nauseous.
Oh.
I was super fine until I got nauseous.
Here's the thing, guys. I was like, oh, it's a 45-minute flight.
Which was great.
How bad can it be? Let's do Spirit. And let's just say Spirit answered my question with abundance. Like, holy shit.
I had my hands up my shorts, but I wasn't touching my pee-pee, so just
This is a weird episode, guys. So we flew. Our plane got
friends to ask and be like, what was he
delayed.
doing?
Our plane got delayed, and then we got up in the air, and we got to Vegas and circled Vegas for like a fucking hour.
And to your left, you'll see Luxor.
And to your left, you'll see.
Yep, we're going to do one more loop around here. Whoop, we're going to go ahead and get really close to these mountains. Is everybody good and sick? All right. So now we're going to do another circle.
Okay, but we're also going to talk about, we're skipping the middle for a second.
Whoa.
The flight home, I wanted to cry. John was fine.
You had the proverbial kid behind you.
I had a kid who had the legs of a donkey and the range of Whitney Houston. Like, fucking... And so this kid...
And parents who wouldn't fucking handle it.
And here's the thing, parents. Like, I get if you don't want to give your kids screen time. Like, I get it. But when you are on a plane with hundreds of other people, fucking let your kid watch screen.
Well, you know what?
That kid, I would have let that kid watch porn.
You know what I would have done, right? I mean, just like we would have done I would have done back in the day with our kids when they acted up in a store. I just walked them out of the store. Done. I can't walk them off an airplane, but I can walk them back to the bathroom and go put them in.
You wouldn't fit. Those bathrooms are tiny.
But, they could have tried something.
No, I'm sorry. That's when you're like, you want to watch a snuff film? Fucking here, watch a snuff film. Like, it was.
You want to play GTA? Fine.
Yes. I'm sorry.
I know you're 3.
When you're on a plane, fucking please. Because that kid kept slamming its feet and screaming.
Its feet.
And then, okay, this lady was a first-time parent because she did the one thing. In the middle of the flight, she goes, that's it. We're not going to Disneyland. I closed my eyes because I knew what was coming.
And 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Cue screaming.
Cue, I Will Always Love You, part Whitney Houston. I was like, and then kicked. Okay, but now John's on the right to me. Joker's on the left. Here I am. The lady on the left is having a full-on panic attack.
Like, I knew she was... I thought she was, like, trying to sleep because she had her head in the front of the seat in front of me. I was like, it's weird. She must be just trying to get comfortable, whatever it may be. Okay, go.
No, she has her hands in her fingers in her ears, and she's rocking back and forth. And I was like...
She's like, I got a ball. I got to blow this thing.
And then... the people in front of us
Oh my! Which ones?
The racist in front of us. That was
Okay.
all we were.
It the racist in? She was two
No,
doors in front.
she
of
was
us.
2 in front of us. But and that, by the way,
doors.
we heard Oriental twice. Well, I heard it twice. You heard it once. The plane is still landed, and the lady's like, "They need to give that kid Benadryl." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Bitch,
Right.
like,"
They need to drug that kid behind her.
and I'm
2
like,
rows.
"We're in the air. Like, there's nothing. Stop it. Like, you trying to give them advice right now is not gonna.
It's not going to be helpful. This is going to. Somebody's going to get punched in the mouth.
So the one
Record
lady, the lady goes, "There were so many blacks on that flight from Houston to Las Vegas," and I was all. And then the guy goes, "Well, there was that one Oriental," and all I thought is, we're gonna die. There are so many horrible, awful people on this plane.
It was like we picked the wrong plane
Oh,
to get on.
I'm all. Not one person is nice. Not one person has
then
good karma.
We met that lady in the
Yeah.
airport who we're talking to. She's talking about her son working in the industry or in the film industry or whatever, and how he got pushed out by
Black lesbian.
black lesbians, right? And then that she flew here. It was all blacks on the plane except for her and one Asian.
No, she said Oriental.
I bet they were on the same plane.
I was just thinking, I bet they were on the same plane.
Right, and I bet they were talking shit to each other the whole way too. And Joy, as soon as that lady did that, I looked at Joy and I walked away and left Joy there with talking to the lady. I was like, I'm out.
It was. So I'm like, we have Devil Child. We have and the
racist.
the best part about it, guys,
Oh.
is when we got up. Okay,
my
first
gosh,
of all, it
this
took
is
forever
amazing.
for them to open the door. Like when we landed, I was like, oh my god, thank God. I don't even do the God stuff.
We
but
sat on the tarmac for an hour.
it was a long time.
It was ridiculous.
But the lady next to us finally gets up, and
the little
the panicky lady,
Right.
and I look over, and her seat is flooded. So she urinated.
She was so scared and uncomfortable that she peed her seat next to Joy, which amazing.
Yeah, so Spirit, you answered my question about how bad can a 45. By the way, neither flight was 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the airtime was only like 40 minutes on the flight home. Once we got airborne, it was all up and down. That was
true.
quick. It was the sitting on the tarmac forever.
And stupid me the whole way. I'm like, oh, I'm going to sleep on the way home. Fucking nope. Fucking nope. Nope. No.
I watched that David Koresh, started watching that shit. That was buck wild.
And then I grabbed John's earbud and started watching it too, because fucking life. Holy shit. So that was the beginning and the end.
No,
Oh, true.
we can go into some middle stuff, huh?
Yes.
So let's see. Oh, I made nopes.
I assumed you did, because John had the coolest experience ever. And
I made nopes.
I'm going to let you tell that story because it's yours. But
Okay, so my nopes go something like this. Okay, first I will tell you this. We got home the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You took a nap on the couch.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to a birthday party.
You were napping, and I was watching the end of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame from last year with Dolly Parton in there. Right. And she starts singing her little, doing her little things, and it's Dolly doing her thing. And I go, what the fuck is that? And I realized, oh my God, she reminds me so much of my Grammy.
Oh.
And I started getting all, stupid. She's stupid.
You know the
Like,
funny...
she working 9 to 5, stupid bitch. And I got up and went in the kitchen and for a minute I was all stupid fucking Grammy.
Okay,
and then
well...
and then I came back out. I just wrote that down because
The lady who pre-racist very much reminded me of your Grammy too. And then she started getting racist and I'm all, nope, not Grammy.
okay.
Incorrect.
Oh, and then I did have
Still is
I
not.
turned 50.
Yay, happy birthday, John.
Yeah, so I had a birthday, and as I'm getting older, I now know that my nuts are getting big, longer slowly, because I got out of the shower the other day and I was getting something and I leaned down and we have a little heater.
Portable heater.
Little portable heater. I mean, it's not like 6 inches off the ground. I mean, it's like 1.5 feet up, And I leaned down, and all of a sudden, beep, and that thing started going off, and the heat started getting what the hell? Well, my little nut bag had touched the power button, and beep, and turned it off. And I was like, oh my God.
Turned it on.
So then I tried it again, and it worked. And I thought it
He
was
did
funny.
try it again.
And I can't believe that my little nut bag turned on the It was all beep. And all of a sudden I'm blowing heat. I didn't know. It's like magic now. I can do that when it's cold and I don't want to beep. Just warm them up. That was on my nopes.
I don't know why you're not talking about like the main thing.
Well, I'm getting there. Calm down. We got the flights. Oh, hang on.
Oh shit. Hanging.
We got to talk about we're walking through the South Coast Casino.
Okay, yes.
We're going to go play bingo.
We did.
We found the RC race. I was like, holy shit, they're racing RC. It was like, we actually ran into people I knew, so we talked for a few minutes, but we went and played bingo. But on our way to the bingo hall,
I have this note too.
we were walking, and it's a little tight, and there's a lady pushing an older gentleman in a wheelchair. And as they're coming by us, and I mean, timing is everything in life,
It was
right?
impeccable timing.
And we're walking by, and I hear, as he's going by me, I hear, and I go,
it was all like,
and I go, and they kept going by, and I go, my first thought was, did that guy just say that, or was that the girl making the race car noise? What the fuck was that? And I didn't want to say anything, right? Well, I didn't say anything, and then Joy, she walks through it, and you're
horrified.
What is your thought process?
I was horrified.
You heard it
because
too.
John was like 3 steps in front of me, and I thought John made that noise.
It's all.
I thought John was making fun of a man in a wheelchair, and I was horrified. So I was all, Jonathan.
And then we get by, and I go, "Oh my God, did you hear that?" And we both started laughing, and
timing, like
it was perfect. It was like he passed us at speed, like high speed. It was actually a casino. It was a slot machine that made the noise, and everything, just timing and everything was perfect. And she thought I was just being an asshole, and I thought the lady was all pew, or the dude was all pew. Like that's what if I was an old dude in a wheelchair, I'll be like pew, like get out of the way.
But see, like I do things like every time, like if somebody walks by that looks a little dopey, I'll be all doo 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 in my head, giving them a theme song. Or like somebody's walking real fast, and I'm all doo 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 doo. Like in my head, I give people theme songs, and every once in a while, it does come out of my mouth, like where I'm all boop 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 boop.
I had that guy. I walked around the corner to get in the elevator to go up, and this dude's walked around the corner. He's all, fucking motherfucker, suck my dick, fuck. And I'm all, oh my God, what the fuck is that angry motherfucker? I was like, I don't want to get in the elevator with that guy. I'm gonna walk back around and then come back. It was messed up. There were some pretty good people watching.
There was the homeless dance party.
We saw the dude lay down in the driveway in front of the Bellagio and just throw a fit.
They're all
twacked out of his gourd.
Then there was the homeless dance party.
That was one of my favorite things in the whole world. So okay, if anybody has been to downtown Vegas, Fremont Street, Center has a huge stage where they do shows all night.
The best.
Well, they had something going on, some show, but nobody was dancing or anything, but there's lots of loud music. And in front of the stage is about 12 to 15 homeless people that just hang out around there all day long, just all the time, just hanging out. They don't hang out and ask for money. They just hang out.
No, they hit on John.
Yeah. So they're all hanging out. And we walk up, and like all the regular people, and the, like, not even regular, but like people who are in Vegas, enjoying Vegas, they have this like circle going, like, right? And we
don't
walk
want to be around the homeless
and
people.
we walk in, but then we realize that the circle is for the homeless dance party that's going on in the center, and there's about 15 of them, one in a wheelchair, and they're just getting down. They're just dancing and rocking out to everything, and everybody around them is cheering them on. All the regular people are like, hey, look at all these people who are down on their luck with mental issues and shit. Fuck yeah!
Drug problems rock!
Go, meth, go! Right? So much so that one old veteran dude's in a wheelchair.
He's all,
he's doing donuts. Whoa, whoa, and all of a sudden, everybody goes, whoa! And then he goes, bam! Smacks his head on the ground and flat on in the wheelchair.
Holy shit. And then, like, like when a kid hits somebody and they don't want their parents to tell them, they pull the guy up from the wheelchair and they all start giving him high five, like, "Hey, it's fine, you're not hurt."
And he's like, "Yeah, okay.
What's another concussion? It's fine.
God, man, I was laughing so goddamn
Oh my
hard.
God. I was like, oh my God. Like that just happened.
That was amazing.
So do you want to tell your story or do you want me to tell mine? You should tell your story.
Oh, so we went to the Punk Rock Museum for the first time, which was great. I enjoyed it, and I would like to go back and do such again. Anyway, so we're there, and we walked through the tour, which was super fun. Joy and I went. We didn't do the guided tour, so if you get a chance, go check it out. It has a lot of great history floating around. I mean, things that you wouldn't even think would be in there are in there, and it's amazing. One
of the ladies that I'm doing another 8-week boot camp because I got to get skinny for my birthday. She was in a punk band. I was like, "You're my fucking hero, dude."
Yeah. So we walked around, and I mean, even at one point, we were like the only ones really in there. And we're walking around checking things out, and there's a little girl who kind of watches the jam room. She came out, started talking to us, and she has a little bit of history under her. She could tell.
She was in a punk band.
Right, and she was like, "Oh, this is, check this out. And she was kind of walking us around, showing us some stuff that we missed, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. Little trinkets and shit, and she even showed a sticker, which was a friend of mine's band is from, when he tours and stuff with these other bands, and it was pretty cool to see that, and I sent him that picture. He was all excited.
I got to hold Joan Jett's guitar.
Right. And
they told me I could break it.
So we walk downstairs and we see Fat Mike from NoFX, and I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, I'm going to, this is an opportunity. There's no one really around. I'm just going to walk up and say thank you for all the years of great music and appreciate, this is awesome. Appreciate everything."
And I was all, "Don't be a bitch. Like, be cool. And don't be a bitch like I was when I met Lizzie Hill."
And I wasn't. I mean,
no, you weren't.
I was fine. I walked right up and I was like, "Hey, man, sorry to interrupt you. I just want to say thank you for all awesome years of stuff, man. Appreciate you." He goes, "Thanks, man." And he hands me. He's holding a 8x11 picture in a frame, and he's holding it, and he looks at the picture, and he looks at me, and he hands me the picture.
He says, "Hold this."
He says, "Hold this." I go. We all pause for a second. He looks at me. I look at him, and I go, "What do you want me to do with it?" He goes, "Hang it."
And I go, "Well, you picked the right guy."
I go, "Well, I am a maintenance guy, and I live in L.A., so that works." He goes, I go, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah."
Follow me.
I go, "Okay." So then I walk in, and he shows me. He goes, "I want to hang this right here. This belongs in this room." And I go, "Okay." So we both stand there for a minute, and he said something else, and then he goes, "I'm going to go over here back." He walked over with his other buddy and finished what he was doing. And I'm standing there, and I'm looking at Joy like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
It was so cool. It was punk rock.
I go, am I handing him? Am I really doing this? Should I just leave this here and walk away? And Joy goes, "Oh no, they're bringing you stuff."
Yeah, and then I walked in and I was like, "Hey, how's the nails coming?" They're like, "Oh, we got it." They're like, "It's on their way." So they bring me level, nails, tape measures, all that shit, and I hang a picture. Shout out to Ivan.
Right, and I hang pictures in the Punk Rock Museums, and now I'm like, okay, that's super badass.
It was fucking cool.
So then.
And the staff was fucking so
was really cool. So the guy who helped me get all the stuff, Ivan, the guy who was helping me get the tools I needed to do it, I swear I should have said, "Can I come out here once a month and be your maintenance guy for weekends? I'll come out on the weekends." That would have been awesome.
We'll be back.
Now, but.
No, we'll be back. Write him.
Excuse me.
Write the Punk Rock Museum and be like, "If you guys ever need anything, we'll come."
Anyway, so that's weird. So anyway, I hang the picture and we're done, and I give Ivan all the tools back, and he puts them on the back. And he goes, "Hey, if you want, just go hop on that guided tour. That'd be cool.
You're one of us now. You don't pay.
Yeah, you don't have to pay. You can just go hang out and go follow the tour." So Casey Royer from DI, from Adolescence, Social Distortion, like he was in all of these bands at one point or another. Drummer, I've seen him in a bunch of documentaries and stuff. He's hilarious, dude.
Super nice,
super funny. So he's telling us all these stories, and we're walking through, and we start following through the group. We're just in the group that he is touring. He has a private tour, and we just kind of fell in line, and we're just cruising with him. So we come around a corner, and they're like, look, this is the replica of the Pennywise garage, where they, all the way down to the carpet that they ripped off, that they would find in the back of the freaking dumpsters and put on the walls. And it was really cool, right? It's all set up. All the instruments work. And a young kid from his dad was Tony Adolescence, which is Adolescence band. His kid was hanging out, so he plays the guitar. Casey jumps on the drums, which is what he does. And they start playing Amoeba from the Adolescence, which is great.
It was really cool.
Of course, that lures Mike in from the other room.
Like his spidey senses.
Yeah, he can't help himself. So Fat Mike from NoFX comes rolling through. He jumps in there and with the bass, and now all three of them are just sitting there jamming, and it's literally like 3 feet from. There's like 10 people, and it's like 3 feet from me.
It was.
I kind of nutted a little bit. There was definitely some dog water dripping off the end.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything that night. Let's just say, John boned and came, and I didn't have to do anything.
So it was really cool. We got to cruise around, check things out.
It was very cool. And Casey, it just made it different because he had extra stories. So it felt like it added even a bigger layer.
I would suggest paying the extra and going on the tour. If you don't have a big knowledge of the background of punkin', you're going to learn a whole heck of a lot because there's so much to learn.
I learned so much.
I had a lot of knowledge, and I knew I didn't carry nearly the knowledge these guys did.
But just the stories, too. He's like, that guy was a fucking asshole. Like, I went up to him and then...
like Luke Kohler.
Yeah, and
Luke Kohler's walking through, and he's like, we're going to skip this guy because they were fucking sellouts. And he goes to the next band, I was like, yeah, fucking love that guy.
Well, then Casey was like, I won't say who, is a fucking asshole. And he asked him something, and the guy was like, blah, blah, blah. And then Fletcher from Pennywise was like, don't fuck with Casey.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that story.
Well, then... you get to go in the jam room, and like I said, Joan Jett's guitar's there. There's a bunch of guitars there.
And you can mess with them.
And you can hold them. So I ran out because of who I am, and I was like, John, they said I could touch things. And then the guy, Sharky, goes, you can not only touch things, you could break things. And
we'll fix it.
My eyes probably went the size of a Frisbee disc. And I was like, oh. And John's all, no. Don't tell my wife that.
Just don't test her. Just don't test it.
Anybody in this room except her.
So, super cool. And then we sat down in the Bull Bar area on the way out. And we sat and talked to Casey and his girlfriend for a good 30. He was in a conversation,
adorable.
And we took him out of a conversation. We probably could have sat there and talked to him for an hour. He would have talked to us. Him and they both would have.
And John met Nubs.
We probably would have been best buddies by the end of that thing if I sat long enough. But anyway, then we met Nubs. If you don't know Nubs, she's she got named through a song in NoFX CD a few CDs back, and they talk about her and how she'd always come to these punk rock shows, and she has some no arms, and she's short, but she's really cool. She seems really cool. She looked great. She was totally. I think she runs the place or something. She has something big in there, anyway.
Right?
So it was cool. I got to meet her. We got to sit on Kurt Cobain's couch.
Fuck. It was
really cool. We hung out for a long time, and we were there. It only took us about by ourselves. It took us less than maybe an hour to go through it. After all that, we ended up spending about 3 hours, and I probably could have spent another 2, but I was like, you know what? It's been a pretty cool day. I'm going to bounce.
Like, I'm going to leave on a high note.
So today I went over and visited my friend who I work with, who has the band Infest, who's a hardcore band, and I was telling him, I showed him another picture of that, and I go, yeah, it's Ben, the guy's name is Ben Barnett, the guitarist that had the sticker on there from a band, I think it was English Dogs or something. So we were laughing, and he starts looking in his phone, and he goes, there it is, and he fucking texts him, Ben Barnett, and he texts him the picture. He goes, hey, you got a guitar in the museum? He's all, hell yeah, I do. But he answered it back. I was all, that's so cool.
That's cool.
I go, all right, you did cool. You name dropped good. You did good. You did good, Matt.
That was cool.
But he had some pretty cool stories. He was telling me a story about how he had, when he was young, that the lead singer of Adolescence, Tony Adolescence, came down and jumped in a pit that he was at, like at a punk show, and just instead of moshing, he just started throwing punches at everybody, and then he finally threw a punch at like Matt's buddy, and they just boot partied him, and then they dragged him out. They dragged the Adolescence out, and he was gone. He goes, yeah, we fucked him up.
Damn.
He goes, I wasn't like that normally, but he deserved it. He goes, but yeah, I like their music. And then let's see what else. Oh, how about when he was telling Tony's kid?
Oh my God.
He goes, "Hey, you know when I first how I first met your dad." Fat Mike's telling him, "You know how I first met your dad was at a swinger party." He goes, "Yeah, dude, your dad was a swinger."
The Clash was there.
The Clash was there.
Fucking
God, that was so funny.
and the kid's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, my parents were weird.
Yeah, I got it. It was funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I literally was like, man, I should have asked him for a fucking job. I'll come out, just pay for my hotel for a weekend, and I'll come out and work all weekend on your stuff.
You can always email them.
They would be like, who the fuck are you? I don't know. I'm the dude that hung the picture right there.
It's me,
I'm this guy.
They're like, we had to move that picture. It was too low.
Some guy fucked it up.
No.
So anyway, that's it.
That's it.
So I paid the Punk Rock Museum $30 to hang a picture. And
it was
another
fun.
$30 for a T-shirt. So yeah, so I paid $100 for the Rock Museum just to work.
To have a fantastic
It was amazing
experience.
time. I'd like to do it again. It was awesome.
Now let's talk about the not fantastic experience.
Do you really want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Allegedly, I did mushrooms for the first time. I did drugs basically for the first time. Like, it was awful. I'm pretty sure there was something else in it.
No, there wasn't.
There was.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was.
No, there wasn't.
Like some caffeine or something. Those weren't okay, if it was like that says it was, then everybody's fucking lying about it making you happy. Because the first part of the gummy made me super grumpy.
I know you wanted to punch people.
I did.
You were like, I want to punch somebody.
I did
was
not.
Like, oh my God.
Like, we were walking by people and I was picturing myself hurting them. And then I lost $20 on a Keno machine and I was fucking livid.
I
like,
know you were.
I
you were like,
hated
I was
it.
as mad as you were. And then you couldn't fix it after that. You were broken.
And then so
you
John
wouldn't embrace it after that.
So then he allegedly gave me another gummy, and then it made me super sleepy. And I was like, I got to go to bed. And John's like, it's like 8:30. I'm like, fucking, I don't care. I'm done. So we get to the hotel room, and I lay on.
At one point, you actually started snoring. You did sleep for a minute. You like, because I'm sitting there, and you're like, I'm like, holy shit, she really did go to sleep. And I sat there, and then you woke up, and that's when you were like,
because I was worried.
You were like, don't.
You don't understand.
Something you're up against the wall. Oh my God, you're gonna die.
That is not okay. Okay, the thing is,
you didn't embrace it.
You
just didn't embrace it.
I did. It made
You
me
did
grumpy.
not. You did not. You kept it tight. You didn't let it go. I don't want to let it go. Like a little baby, you were all tight.
Anyway, I'm laying down, and I must have fallen asleep. But then I woke up because I realized I was on John's side of the bed, and I was like, "Oh my God." Because for some reason in my head, I pictured that the side of the bed that I slept on was up against the wall, and John would have hated that, and he wouldn't have been able to sleep. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to be so mad at me for sleeping on his side. So I was all, oh my God, the wall. And you're like, it's fine. And then I couldn't stop laughing because in my brain, I knew what I wanted to say, but my mouth was not saying what I needed it to say because I kept going, the wall. And you're like, it's fine, babe. And I'm like, no, the wall.
And then we laughed.
And I laughed so hard. And then John was like, I'm going to go get you some water. And I was like, okay, you're going to be gone forever. And he's like, no.
Oh my God. So you say, you're like, you were gone forever and I was not gone long.
Okay, but let me tell you what happened while you were gone.
This whole life scenario happened in like 5 minutes.
While you were gone, I swear to God, I heard a train whistle, allegedly. And in my head, I was like, John just got ran over by a train. John is dead. And so I started crying because I'm like, my husband's dead. And then I was like, oh my God, I've never been high before. I'm going to have to identify my dead husband's body, and I can't stand up. Like, I don't have legs right now. So I'm like, oh my God. oh my
And
God.
if you would have got up and ran around, you would have had a great time.
And I was like,
promise.
the police are going to think I'm a piece of shit drug addict. Like, I was in my head. So then I hear the noise again and realize it wasn't a train. And then I started giggling because I'm like, oh, John's not dead. John didn't die by getting hit by a train. And at that moment, John walks in and he's like, how are you still awake? And
you were snoring.
and I go, I thought you died. I thought you got hit by a train.
And then we laughed.
And then John gets in bed with me and he's like, I'm just going to watch TV. And I felt awful. I felt so gross. And then I was like, what if I forgot how to sleep?
Oh my God, I think I forgot how to sleep.
Which is, by the way, realize my worst fear is not remembering how to sleep. And then John goes, just close your eyes and relax. And I was all, nope, that's not it.
That's not going to work.
That
will never work.
That is not how you sleep. Like, I do not remember learning that. And then I was like, when do you learn to sleep? Who teaches you how to sleep?
Maybe we overshot the landing a little bit with you.
I was so scared I forgot to sleep. And then I fell asleep. Oh, and then I was worried because I was like, you sleep, your brain shuts off, and then you wake up and the day's done and we're over. And it was like only 8:30. And I was like, and then I was all worried because I was like, I ruined the trip. I ruined your life. I made you have kids.
You had a shitty flight. and life.
Not even realizing what kind of flight we were going to have fucking coming home.
I'm so sorry about the flight here.
I did.
I'm so sorry. You didn't ruin anything. We had to, but I had to go to bed early. We were fine. We've been out late all week long. We had a great time. I wasn't worried about it.
But also, you took a 4-hour nap, and I was like, he doesn't want to sleep. He doesn't want to sleep. He wants to go get hit by a train. He wants to
I'm
die.
going to go play
right?
Alien Kino, but I didn't want to get yelled at
You could have.
by your $20
But then we woke up, and I had the worst fucking... I felt like shit. And it didn't leave me till probably 2 or 3. And I didn't even drink that day. But so that was my alleged mushrooms.
That's everything. That's everything, I guess.
And then Brody Odie is at science camp right now. It's super weird without him. Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, see, it's crazy because I just looked. I have a note from back in April that says, Die Train, Soledad, Mormon, Kid Bike.
See, I told you somebody died by a train.
Anyway, well, that was fun. That was our trip. Then we're home. We're safe. And ta-da!
John did not get hit by a train.
I did not.
No.
We are home. We are safe. And we're already planning another trip.
Yes, we are.
Where are we going this
Because
time?
my birthday's coming up. Happy birthday, John.
Happy
Sorry
birthday,
we missed
John.
you guys.
Happy future birthday, Joy. Let's go.
It's May.
This is going to be so fast. Bam, bam.
Ooh. That's what you said all the time.
We're going to do that later, lady.
All right, we got to go.
Gots to go. Thanks.
Clit, surprise.
That's what we're going to do. But go ahead and like it and click and subscribe and tell your fucking friends and stuff. Let's do a little growth or something. Are you going to stop this fucking thing or are you going to just keep talking?
You were talking.
I'm waiting for